You know what I love about both of you is that you both started somewhere completely different from where you ended up, which is absolutely incredibly inspiring, because for many in our audience, both men and women, what you study in college and what you start off in your first job is not necessarily going to be where you end up. So that's, I think, very inspirational itself. So Sally, you've had a sort of double kind of experience because you've come from another country. And tell me a little bit about that. And I'm sure those in your audience, and I know we have a lot of folks who have come from other parts of the world who are listening to this. How has that adjustment been?
That's a really interesting question. And I arrived from London 10 years ago, and I thought that we spoke the same language. I mean, we speak English here in Los Angeles, but I was very wrong. And it took me a while to really understand the cultural nuances. Now, pushing that forward, now I feel very comfortable and work with a lot of clients who come in from outside of the US to really find the right cultural match. So I think it's turned into a massive plus for me because I really understand what the business sense is, what the cultural nuances are, and what the business needs to succeed and flourish.
So Sally, if I'm a company, I know that hiring you and Odgers Berndtson is going to help me find the right candidate. But what if I'm a candidate? Is that the kind of person you would speak to as well? Do you do both?
Well, as executive search consultant, we are retained by the company. So the company is our client. However, saying that, it's our job to really understand the best-in-class candidates. Now, if you are a candidate and you want to get noticed, you can write to me, email me. But I would say, as a word of advice, because we get so many emails, differentiate yourself, do your homework, address it to the right person. Tell me a little bit about you, because it's all about relationships. I need to get to know the candidate in order to know where you need to be placed and what your motivations are. So I would say that.
Yeah, I think that's really good advice. And certainly, I know, Kirsten, you have been very often the only woman in the room. And talk a little bit about that. And do you think that private equity is an opportunity for women executives or women operators? Because there are not a lot of women in PE.
You're right. There are not a lot of women in PE, and I think there is a tremendous opportunity. So Sally just talked about her business being all about relationships. I find that in private equity, one of the things that really makes me successful is I am able to form relationships with the executives who I work with at these portfolio companies. Often private equity gets a bad rap for being the slash and burn, take no prisoners, and people are afraid. Private equity firm comes in and an operator comes in and they don't know what to do. And so by being able to build relationships and establish this rapport, I'm able to actually learn more information than my colleagues and use that information to make better business decisions. So I think that the ability to form relationships, which many women can do more naturally than men, gives us a competitive advantage in the industry.